Good morning, everyone. So, I thought I would pop on here and answer a few questions that a few people have actually. I'm just making sure I'm live in the right spot. Yep. That a few people have actually asked me about. So, I spent this morning on a beautiful pathway call with a new client, which is so exciting. Can't wait to see the impact that she has within coaching. And I thought I'd just answer a few questions that always come up on pathway calls that you guys just might be interested in. So I run a mastermind, and the mastermind is full of incredible coaches who are impacting the world and having success and working through all of their current journey to be the best coach that they possibly can, to kick goals in their business and so on, right? As do most quantum business coaches. Now, I thought I would jump in here and just explain what inspired me to start a mastermind. You see, last year I restarted my coaching business. I think it was last year, maybe the year, no, I think it was the year before. And basically I did 10K in, sorry, 100K in 90 days, right? And what happened with that is I capped out. I was working with one-on-one clients. I capped out. Me being a manifesting generator, I was turning up to calls every week, like with individual people, and they were going through exactly the same problems, right? So I was just doing the same thing 10 times over. And and basically like it didn't feel really fulfilling for me. Like it actually, like it being a manifesting generator, I was like, there must be an easier way of doing this. And I'd capped out the amount that I could earn, and I couldn't take on any more clients because 10 clients is a lot to hold when you're working with them individually. And basically I ended up like bringing my one-on-one coaching down. So I do still do one-on-one coaching, but it's a lot more expensive now. And like that, the person that's getting the one-on-one coaching is getting a lot of me, like eyes on their business and all those sort of things. And as well as that, like like I will only take on 3 one-on-one clients at the one time. I will never go over those 3 because it's a huge capacity to hold when you've got eyes on someone's business as much as what's needed for one-on-one coaching, right? Which is why it's a lot more expensive. So I figured that like when people are in a community and they know one another, and they're all at the same like part of their journey, then what actually happens is that there's 2 things that happen. So one is that people will either trigger one another, and the trigger is a good indication as to where, that person needs to do work if they're being triggered by somebody else, especially by their success. And the second thing is that if they're not being triggered, then they're being, oh my God, if that person can do that, I can do that too. So it actually creates this, I guess you could almost say like a healthy competition, because that they know that that person can do it, so they can do it too. So then they try to better themselves, right? So like that is a really good mix in, having a mastermind. It also opens up, like, people have different suggestions. So it's not just my mindset that is actually going into solving people's problems and all those sort of things as well. And basically it just, like, when there's community and there's, like the clients I've got are amazing, and they back one another 1,000%. right? They're all in there to support one another, to encourage one another, and all those sort of things. So really that's the place that you want to be while you're trying to build out your coaching business, because you're getting the encouragement and you're also getting the backing and people liking and commenting on your posts and all those sort of things as well to increase the algorithms. And like it becomes like this beautiful community that people absolutely care about one another and about their success, help one another out, suggest different things for one another, and so on, right? Now, with my strategy, I have an organic strategy and it's all recorded on Zenler. house it on Zenler. And with my strategy, with it all being recorded, people can work through it at their own pace. And then I jump in there for the quantum stuff, like the human design and the energetics and the vibration and the frequency, the mindset and all those sort of things. So that's where I get to do my real coaching and just not teach an organic strategy. And I feel as though that's really to build out a business, a coaching business to 6 figures. That's exactly what is needed, right? We need to crush any mindset issues you've got, like anything that's holding you back, anything that is making you not be as limited as what you should be. We then get to work on your vibration. Working on vibration and energetics actually increases your frequency, so therefore you can hold more and you can attract more, and your manifestations just happen quicker, right? And then basically and the attraction is a really big thing as well. So if you find that you're getting clients that don't have any money and all those sort of things, not available for that any longer, right? So you want clients who are hungry and wanting to know what to do and how to do it and making it work, rather than clients that are just like, I'm in victim, right? So at the beginning, I find coaches take on the wrong clients in a lot of ways, because then they don't have the clarity around who they're serving, but also too, they become desperate to be able to coach, and at the same time they're also giving away their services and all those sort of things. At some stage we've got to start charging for our services, guys, right? So, and this is a beautiful journey that you go on to crush anything that's holding you back. I remember doing some mindset stuff, and I literally jumped off a weekend of it, and I was like, oh my God, I feel limitless. And Greg was like, oh my God, what has happened to you? Literally there is nothing holding you back at all, right? So and everything I do, I feel a bit more limitless, going to Bali and doing the retreats and all those sort of things. Now I've got my own retreat in 2 weeks, right? And I just feel totally limitless. Yes, there's stuff coming up, there's always going to be stuff coming up, but that's how we grow and we expand, right? So understanding that journey, understanding that the old me has to die in order for the new me to achieve what I want to achieve. So, and that goes with any sort of business that you have as well. So the type of coaches I actually work with, I've got such a vast amount of coaches, and there's lots of spiritual coaches, there's business coaches, there's um just plain old life coaches, mindset coaches, hypnotherapists, and there's lots of different people, and everyone's got their own specific niche, which is really nice as well. Just because I do quantum business coaching does not mean to say that you need to do quantum business coaching. Everything we do brings it back to full alignment of who you are and what you want to achieve. I was on a coaching call on the mastermind call yesterday, and we were talking about what do you absolutely love doing? And one of my clients said, I love breeding animals. And it's like, cool, no worries. And she goes, oh, I've got ducks and chooks. And I'm like, yay, bring some of that into it. Like sustainability is a coaching as well, right? Bring some meditation and all those sort of things into it as well. It's all about doing what you love doing so it doesn't feel like you're working. What I do now, I absolutely love. I've always had a real business mind. I've always really like, I love looking at businesses and just going, oh my gosh, like, how did you build that? How did you become a millionaire? How did you become a billionaire? Like I'm always really interested in that sort of stuff. And then I've always been interested in like all the limitations I placed on myself, like just breaking through them and not having them any longer. I'm just going to hop on and see if there is any questions coming up so far. Hi, Lara. It's so great to have you on here. So basically, if you're watching, just press hashtag live. If you're watching the recording, then just hashtag replay. So just so that I know that you've seen it and everything like that as well. So what makes my approach different from other coaching programs? Well, in the past, I've known coaches who do the strategy, for instance, right? And I've known coaches who do the mindset, and I know coaches who do the energetics and all those sort of things, but there's not many coaches that actually bring it all together. Like there's human design coaches and stuff as well. With me being a manifesting generator, it's like I love having a span of different things. Like I can't just keep to the one thing. So of course, like there's basically I just, like bring it all together. Everything I do, I actually teach you guys about and I take you through the whole process. There is not one thing that comes up in pathway calls, for instance, right? Or on coaching calls that I haven't been through myself. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm really stuck on that. Like, I actually take myself back to when I felt like that, like sitting with no clients, trying and trying to build out my coaching business and nothing would work, not being clear in my messaging and all those sort of things, right? Not being clear on the customer journey, all of those things. Like I have been there 100%. So I've also got this mind that is like, I can look at a customer journey and I can see the gaps in it. So we have a spreadsheet that we use daily and that you guys get as well. And basically on that spreadsheet has got everything that you need to do on a daily basis, right? And if I can look at those numbers, like for some people, it's like mumble jumble, but I can look at those numbers and I can go, okay, there's the gap there. So we'll concentrate on this a little bit more, say for instance, so that you can actually, you can like really refine what you're actually going through and why there's a gap there, right? So like say if you don't have people turning up to your masterclass, or if you don't like if you don't send out enough messages, I don't cold message either, right? The journey I take you through is absolutely a really beautiful journey, and I am always commended for that during the pathway calls as well. So that's what makes my program a little bit different to other coaching programs. So it has me. So so what's the biggest challenge most coaches face when they're trying to hit six figures? Well, it's interesting because I believe that the first six figures is their foundation, right? And like when you're trying to strive towards six figures, there's a strategy you need to use, but the strategy isn't the biggest part of it. If you're doing the strategy and you're not like energetically aligned with it, or you're not, you're just going through the motions of doing it, for instance, then the potential client will actually feel that. And that's when basically like we have to become more clearer on what you love doing and all those sort of things, right? So basically, I think that there's a couple of different things that stop people from getting to six figures. And can I just say, six figures isn't a lot of money. Like, you can work at Aldi as a checkout chick and earn six figures. You can be a truck driver and earn six figures, right? You want to be earning at least six figures in your coaching business. If you're not, you need to be in this program, right? There is no two ways about it. Because, like, if you're not earning the six figures, then you could just go out and do a job, do the work, go home, and not have to worry about anything, right? You will want to be earning more than that in your own business. So basically, there's the fear of being seen, there's the imposter syndrome, there's not trusting themselves, like thinking that they, they won't get the same results as what other people are getting in the program. Like, I've had a coach that's gone away and in the first week made 10K, and it's not hard to do. So, like, the other things would be, like the fear of doing lives and stuff like that. Not knowing the strategy. Too many people have taught them, they've been going to free events after free events and all those sort of things. And too many people have like taught different strategies like viral and organic and a bit of a mixture between the both and stuff like that. And they can actually be damaging to an organic strategy. So you've got to be really careful, and you've just got to know the bare minimum. Like, coaches come to me and they're working hard, but they're not getting the results. So just know the bare minimum of what you need to do so that you can free up some space in your mind as well, so that you can have the downloads that you need to do next so that you can intuitively run your business. I was explaining it this morning as in, like, when I was a lending officer at the bank, and you'd be keying an application into like the computer system, right? And like a loan application, and you would get this gut feel of like, oh, this isn't going to approve. And sure enough, it would actually come up and it wouldn't approve. And that's when you went to credit and like then cried and sent chocolate through Freddos and all those sort of things back in the day to get that loan across the line. Now, it's that gut feel that we need to run our business with. It's not like anything else. You've just got to make sure that you are, really concentrating on what that gut feel is and being really aligned and really embodied in your own business as well. There would be no use in me teaching the strategy I teach if I wasn't using the strategy that I teach, right? And the strategy that I teach is actually literally serving me well, right? So basically, I think that's the biggest drama that people come across in Unstoppable Mastermind. And we've got a segment that's on imposter syndrome. We really work on being seen, and we also have like a really good strategy and systems in place so that you don't have to do any more than what you need to do, and you can concentrate on what you need, what your offer is and what your message is and all those sort of things as well, that will actually attract more people to you, right? Do you have a structured roadmap or framework for success in your mastermind? Yes. So that's what it's all about. It's all about following the roadmap. It's all about following the process. Once you get really consistent in the process and you've got new people coming into your world daily who are the right people, who are your target market, and you're really clear on your messaging, and you're building like known trust with them and building like like a really amazing relationship without being pushy and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about being that icky salesperson, because you're actually not. You're just like building this beautiful consistent relationship then and you're working on your own mindset and your own frequency, your own energetics and all those sort of things, right? Then basically it all comes together and it marries up together, which is really cool. So that is about it for the day. So I wish everyone a really happy weekend. I don't think it will be as eventful as last weekend. I might, it's actually only Thursday, isn't it? I forgot about that. So I may be back on tomorrow and I might answer a few other questions as well. And in the meantime, have a really great rest of the day. I think I'm wishing my week away somehow, but that's okay. Have a really great rest of the day. And like now I find it's actually really interesting because usually in January, I'm like taking it really slow and, having a break and all those sort of things. I actually don't think that I have actually worked really hard this month and I've had a really great month. So sales wise as well. So like it's actually really surprised me because in the past January's actually been quite a quiet time for me, but I haven't actually felt like I've overworked or felt like I've had heaps of space and all those sort of things. Like my days have been quite free and still been able to spend time with the kids, and we've gone like to different places and drag racing and all those sort of things as well. So I I've had a really great month. So there you go. So wishing everyone well into February. And if you want to kickstart February with clients, then basically I will pop a link below. There is a program that I've just ran through and it was called Kickstart 2025 with clients. And basically that program is still live. So you'll be able to go in there and go through all the guide section in the Facebook group and be able to work through it really, really easily. It's a 10-day program, costs $111. And basically it will be really amazing for you to be able to get clients in February. So if you would like that program, just let me know. I will pop the link below as well. And yeah, so here we go, guys. I am holding a retreat in February. I'm so grateful for that. I can't wait. I'm so excited for it. Can't wait to see the transformations that happen out of it. And it's got a really great integration program at the end of it as well for the following 6 months after. And yeah, so there you go. So I will catch you guys probably tomorrow. And in the meantime, have a really great day. If you've got any questions, just ask below.